Mulaka is a third-person action-adventure game that wears its inspiration on its sleeve, and despite its imperfections has a lot of heart. Developed by Mexican studio Lienzo, the game puts you in control of Mulaka, a Tarahumaran shaman, based on the real indigenous culture of the native people of northwestern Mexico, who are known for their superhuman-like endurance. Mulaka must prove himself to various demigods throughout the land to join forces against Teregori, the lord of the underworld, who seeks to destroy everything. You do that by running around and solving some pretty simple puzzles, or just surviving waves of enemies inside of a confined space until you finally reach the boss for each area. Certain enemies will require specific approaches. Some might require a dodge or a heavy attack, while others need to be plucked out of the air with a spear throw. The game also has some light platforming and a special ability that lets you see into the spirit world to access hidden platforms or speak to spirits. The story is an introduction to the wonderfully rich mythology of the Tarahumara, presented with gorgeous illustrations in between gameplay. Mulaka's introduction to Mexican mythology is a refreshing reminder that there are still so many cultures in the world with stories to be told. It's the gameplay though that stumbles, particularly during the opening moments. The first area, known as Samalayuca, is where you learn the basic mechanics of the game, like fighting and movement. The combat and movement can feel hollow, in ways that rarely feel satisfying. Sometimes I'd land the right dodge or throw my spear at just the right time and it felt pretty good. But most of the time, when you're surrounded by a crowd of enemies, the controls can feel more frustrating than challenging. Movement can also feel really imprecise. Getting stuck on a ledge can be annoying when walking between rooftops. The floaty mid-air movement also takes a while to get used to, but once you do, it's fine. It's just not particularly satisfying. Thankfully, once you enter what the game refers to as the Grand City of Paquime, the game starts to show a little more of that Zelda spirit. Although despite being a city, it can feel a little empty, and void of things to do or collect while hopping from rooftop to rooftop. The way the game puts you in a starting area and guides you along definitely feels old school, but I'm not 100% sure that I dig that trip down memory lane. The graphics hover between charming and a bit rough around the edges. The way certain characters are modeled and animated reminds me of one of the first 3D Zelda titles, so some of that charm shines through at times. I'm still only a couple of hours into the game, so I hope the added abilities make things a bit more interesting, although I doubt it'll tighten up the basic mechanics or even the awkward camera. Animations can get a little tiring too. While at first the healing animation is fun and original, in the heat of battle it can leave you wide open for attack. Some of the dialogue can feel a little dry. This wasn't improved by switching to Spanish, so it didn't seem like a translation issue. I'll probably keep playing Mulaka just to see how it unfolds, but so far it's a game that leaves me conflicted. I'm intrigued by its narrative, the peek into the culture, and overall presentation. It's great that a game like this exists. There are so many untapped stories and mythologies from indigenous cultures that have yet to be explored. It's just a shame that sometimes the gameplay can struggle just to be fun. It's an ambitious game with a ton of character, and I'm curious to see how it holds up in the long run. Mulaka is available now on Steam, Switch, PlayStation 4, and will be released for Xbox One on March 2nd.